We're live, Jane.
We're live.
I was looking at the fan to see where the power button is. But yeah, no, we won't do that. We're just checking this morning that you can hear us okay. We have put a fan in the corner.
Yes. Because I don't know how you managed yesterday. I came in here this morning and I was like, oh my God, I'm melting and I haven't done anything.
I know, I've just called it the sweatbox rather than the studio. That's it. So welcome to the sweatbox/studio.
It's so funny that we're saying, oh, it's so much cooler today and it's still 20-something degrees.
I know, and the other thing is that people get on planes to go to get this kind of
they
temperature,
do,
isn't it? And but I guess, but I was thinking about this because Gemma was laughing about it yesterday. I'm like, yeah, but when you go on holiday, you don't expect to do much.
I was going to say, you don't work, do you? You just lie in it.
Yeah.
And get in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cool off every time. I mean, I can put a bucket outside the back door if that helps.
That'd be lovely. We just put our feet in it.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Maybe a paddling pool.
Yeah,
I mean, if we go all out. Get us. So good morning. I hope you are surviving the heat. It is Natasha makes only. I'm not making today. Our lovely Jane is making this morning. And this is what we are making. 3 different colourways. This is the Lisa Chandler Charming Australia quilt. Ta-da! Let me show you. It said 3 different options. There they are. So we've got the traditional colourway, we have got the pink and teal colourway, and we're going to work in the classic colourway, which are your blacks, creams and greens and golds.
Yeah, beautiful. Rather
beautiful. So the choice and decision is yours, whichever you'd like to go for.
They're all lovely.
They are. They are. Now, you met a lady at your quilt event, didn't you, at the weekend?
Yes.
Who had a bit of Lisa Chandler on her.
Yes. She got a beautiful pincushion. And I said, oh, I love your pincushion. And she said, yes, I bought this a while ago and I haven't been able to get any Lisa Chandler fabric since. I said, I know a place you can get some.
Yes, yes, we've got it in abundance. So please do check out the website because it is all there. Got to keep hydrated, Jane.
Yes, got mine there.
Yes. Half meter heavens. Now, of course, the bolt end sale continues.
Yes.
Wow. It's just epic,
there's no stopping you, is there? You've just gone like through the whole warehouse and gone, that'll do. Really cleared.
But I think I hadn't realised how much we had with just like 2-3 metres on.
Yeah.
2 or 3 metres don't make a show. Let me tell you,
true.
it doesn't make a show. I can't do it. It's not enough for
true.
kits. It's not a useful amount for me.
No, it's true. Yeah.
And if they're not ones that are, you know, sort of half metre heavenly, you know, big vibrant prints, then they kind of get a little bit lost.
Yes.
But they're perfect for your backings. Perfect for your backings, perfect for your stash, perfect for dressmaking.
Yes, you found some really nice shot cottons, didn't you?
Yeah, so next week, heads up for Tuesday. Just putting it out there and then I can't get back on my word. I'm going to do a little bit of dressmaking with you because this weather has got me thinking floaty trousers.
Yes.
I'm in my jeans today because they said it was going to be cooler.
And they lied. It's cooler, but it's very humid today.
Where's
really
the rain?
Yeah. Well, we
were
had about
promised rain.
5 seconds worth last night.
I was waiting for thunderstorm. I love a good thunderstorm.
Oh, and me. Yes,
now that dear studio dog Arthur has passed,
yes,
I love a good thunderstorm. He was terrified of them.
Him.
But now I can appreciate them.
Yes.
And if there's lots of electricity, so much the better.
Yeah, good lightning storms, lovely. Yeah.
Jane, could you chuck me those half metre heavens?
I certainly
We
can.
are that organised this week. I say we. We've just sat Gemma on a beanbag, haven't we, basically?
On a beanbag in the middle of the warehouse under the fan.
Yeah. And so she hasn't had to move too far.
No.
And she's like, I don't understand why everyone's so hot. Yeah, because you sat under a fan. You're the only one in the warehouse under a fan. That's why.
And not moving much.
And she loves the heat.
Yes, and she does.
So all those things. She's like a sun-seeking goddess.
Yeah,
that's Gemma. We showed you some of these yesterday, so these will go live tonight at midnight. These, however, are already live. We brought these out yesterday because they were Anna Maria Horner, and if you wanted to mix and match your own for the boho poof, then you could. We love a good boho poof. Do you know what I came off air and did, Jane?
Made about 4 more, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might have. I'm going to do Emily one in O'Deal Velvet.
Oh, nice.
Not going to lie, I'm a bit excited about that. I say I've made them. I've done all the cutting.
Yes.
I've just got to get a minute to just whiz them up together. Yes. Right, let's have a look at these, shall we? So, agate, how have we never done this before? What happened? What?
Look at this. This is amazing. I love this colours.
So, stunning, 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 stunning. Corn yellow just pulls it, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a little smidge of orange and a tiny, tiny bit of yellow in there, but it just pops it.
And all up there. So a bold choice, and also, as Jane correctly pointed out, yellow being the opposite colour in the colour wheel, hence why that pops so beautifully. Pink would have been a safe option. We could have raspberried that up all day long.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And it would have been fine. But for, you know, fortune favours the bold, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm going with. Now then, these are the last squidgely bits of the Tilda. We've put it with the natural seeded cotton. So the big Tilda quilt that I've been making for the last couple of years, and every time there's a new collection I add another charm pack in, I always use natural seeded cotton.
Yes, it goes with everything.
It goes with all of the Tilda collections,
and
because it's got lovely,
that nice
just
finish
got
to it.
That just works with Tilda. So yes and yes and yes.
It's beautiful.
What I've done today is the last of the Tildas in the sort of mustardy colourway I've put in Half Me to Heaven. So if you are collecting the Tildas, and what does that look like? Well, that looks like this. How gorgeous is that? But it means that if you are collecting them together,
it's a lovely combination.
It's going to really work. And again, like, I've only got 5 left of these. Love this one.
It's pretty.
Again, it's got those mustards in, so it's going to work if you want to bring the teals in, those in, but look what I've put with it. Blush. Which, if we start to add that into this combination here, is looking really rather lovely as well. So this is your last chance saloon here on the Tildas. That's it with this colourway. These are the last of these ones that I can't fold this, Jane, what's going on? That I've got.
For me to do it?
I mean,
yeah, you've got it.
Theoretically,
you've got it.
I've folded a bit.
I was going to say, you do know what you're doing.
Do you remember that was that time when we first started sewing quarter where I couldn't fold anything? They folded in a different way to me and I just couldn't get it. Could not get it. Now,
I love this fabric and I love it even more with the spearmint.
I know. I've got the blue version in my new home. And fantastic. I took it to match my wall paint. I'm having one feature wall in blue. Yeah. And I took it to match it. I just adore it. I just adore it. I do have another bolt of this. This is just the end of this bolt. Yeah. Because I bought extra bolts of this because I love it. Yes. So if you want extra of this particular fabric, it is for sale by the half metre. Just saying, Jane. Yeah. And then the last one, that's quite an evil laugh, isn't it? Is this one. How beautiful is this? Whimsy flower in grey with salmon. Don't let the name put you off. No, because it's a beautiful soft orange. Yes. Which matches the orange in there beautifully. And so, you know, if you're going for one of each, then you're good to go, I feel. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah. So they are your Tildas. They are the very last of them. In varying numbers. Thanks, Jane. Now, this sold out last time in sapphire with the sapphire. I just think it's cool, it's summery, it's a bit abstract, abstracty. And this was the colour. We went through all the blues and this was the one that we just loved. You can just see it pulling up little hints of it. Because it's quite watery in the background. It just pulls it. Yes, brightens it somehow. We've loaded some more of those and then that's that one done. Now this is Mode of Midnight in the Garden. Charcoal. Did you go Buttercup, Jane? I went all three. Oh, we couldn't decide. We couldn't decide because it's not grey, it's not black, it's not midnight, blue. No, and we struggled. The grey didn't look right. The black is too heavy. The midnight doesn't do anything with it. So we thought, well, why not just go bright and cheerful? Yeah, contrast it. So we did with Buttercup, Sapphire, or Pomegranate. And actually, the three together look rather gorgeous. They do. So, you know, your choice. Your choice, everybody, your choice. The other thing that we've got, I just love the detail in it. Look, you've got a carrot in the middle there, you've got your bunnies there, you've got your pumpkins, you've got all the vegetables going on, turnip, you've got an egg from your geese. It's a horticultural delight, let me tell you.
It's lovely. If you've got a friend that is really keen on gardening,
It's the one.
it's a lovely
Or maybe they've got
fabric.
a little small holding. Now, amazing.
There's
This
not
is the last of this. We've
yeah,
only got
there's not-
5 of these left.
Not very much left of it.
And I've gone for the colour of the bubbles.
Yes, because it'd be rude not to.
You know, Inga's had her eye on this, don't you?
Yes.
You know what Inga
She
would say.
rightly loved it.
You've had your chance.
Yeah.
We did this when she was off yesterday, so she doesn't know. Shh.
Don't tell her.
She'll be after it. Right.
I
so
think there's going to be a few more as well, isn't there? We just haven't got...
There are a couple more. I just left them by the side yesterday and then completely forgot to cut them. Soz. But there are a couple more caves to come into that. Into the mix, Jane.
Yes.
Into
Some beauties.
the mix. Right. I'm going to say hello to everyone and then I'm going to scarp her. Should we say hello very, very
Yes.
quickly?
Let's do that.
Or shall I go over there and do it? Because, do you know what? I don't actually know how to find us. So you can
I'll go through the kits.
have a little look at the kits while I find everyone.
We've got 3 beautiful colourways, all with Lisa Chandler fabric and just a smidge of our plain because I chose the plain for the binding.
Now we are limited on some of these just because
we haven't got very many, particularly this classic, the beautiful black golds. There's not many of these kits. Look at this. This is a beautiful stripe and Lisa's really used the fabric to its best to show it off. She's used a
it's
whole
her
strip.
fabric though.
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it? This is what she can do.
This is wonderful. She creates her patterns to show her fabric off in the best possible way,
Yeah.
which is lovely because it's great for us
Yeah.
when we get the gorgeous fabric and we don't always know how to use it to its best.
And it's quite unusual, I think, to have someone like Lisa who not only designs the fabric but then goes on to design exactly what to do with them.
Yes.
Love it.
There are some beautiful gum leaves and some flowering gum, and I have actually just snuck because it's all from the Under the Australian Sun collection, but I did sneak a bit of small flower floral in
it goes.
from the Melba collection just because it went rather nicely.
Why not?
And then you've got a 1/2 metre, so you've got long quarters. There's 8 long quarters of those fabrics, 1.5 metres of the stripe, and then a 1/2 metre of the plain, which I've put in for your binding. You've got the large floral, which is just stunning. This fabric is lovely, and wherever you cut it, you get a different feature, which
Oh,
is
it's
great for
gorgeous,
this
isn't
because it looks like you've got lots of different fabrics in.
Sharon says she's already made 3 of these. They're really lovely.
They're a lovely quick make.
Are they
and
quick?
so versatile. Yeah, I think this is a really good beginner's quilt because
Now-
it looks really complicated but goes together really well.
When I spoke to Lisa about this, she said that she used 7.5-inch squares.
Yeah,
But you can use 8-inch. You can do whatever the squares to whatever size you want. It's just going to change the
Yeah.
length of your sashing.
yeah, this is right. I'm going to show you with 5-inch squares just because I've just wanted to make a sample so that you could see how
Yeah.
it goes together. I didn't want to do a whole size one. The finished size of these is 52 by 57, so it's a nice size. Nice, you know, over the back of your sofa, picnic blanket, in the car, lovely, just perfect.
But it would also go halfway up a bed, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you just want the
Just
bottom
tuck
half
it under
covered.
the pillow and
Yep.
along the bottom. Yeah,
Yep,
wonderful. So that's the classic colourway, black and gold, which I'm going to demonstrate in later. Then we've got the teal option, which is, I love this teal colourway with the pink. I just think it's so pretty. So you've got the stripe, and then we've got our plain teal for the binding, and then you've got long quarters of the pear, pink and teal in the flowering gum.
That's a bit special.
We've got a bit of
isn't it?
flannel flower in there in gold.
A little bit of flannel flower. Why
Yeah.
not?
And then we've got the gum leaves. Look, we've got the mint one in there, which just brings the teals out. And then we've got the large floral in the pink teal, which is just stunning. We all know that Lisa's fabric is beautiful colours with this wonderful metallic on it that is really, it's more than just metallic, it's got a shimmer to it. It's got a depth. I love
Yeah, and that's what you're getting with this. You're getting this amazing luster with these
That's the
fabrics.
word,
They're
luster.
just incredible, and that's why we love them.
So
Just
that's
adore them.
the teal colourway, which is rather gorgeous.
Is that your favourite, Jane?
I think it might be. Well,
Is it?
we all know I'm very much a teal sea colour person. Although I am
I
rather
can't
liking
decide
the
on
classic
this.
one. They're all stunning. I mean, they're all just... We've got the stripe here.
Do you know what? You know when the quilts went missing in the post for goodness knows how long, and we were having conniptions.
Yes.
I wonder what conniptions comes up as on auto.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, we digress. Lisa actually said to me, because I had assumed, it's wrong to assume, isn't it?
Yes.
I had assumed that it would be the Baltimore, because of all being hand stitched and the time that
Yes.
it would take, that she would be really upset about the thought of losing. She's like, no. She said, it's this. It's the
Yeah.
charming Australia quilt. She said, it's got so many memories and so much
Yes.
emotional attachment to it. She said she'd have been gutted if this had been lost.
Yeah.
Quite glad we managed.
I don't
to
know.
pull it out
Is
then.
the charming? Is the Under the Australian Sun? Is that her first fabric collection? The first one that she did.
I
I'm just
don't know.
wondering
I don't
if
know
that's.
if it was that or if it was the Melba. I don't know,
Yeah.
Jane. Good question.
Well, we
Maybe
need to
if
know
she's
these
with us, she
things.
can tell us. I don't know. Let's see who's.
She
Vanessa's
has
here,
to say.
Julia's here, Jane's here. Thank you very much, Jane. Karen's here. Morning, and Jenny. Good morning. Claire got a hug of the teacher for the bags that she made.
I'm not surprised. They were rather stunning.
Yeah, and then when she said there was a matching purse inside, there were screams of delight. That's what we're making for, isn't it? That personal touch.
Yes.
Oh, Jane,
Makes all the
look
difference.
at that.
So this is the red gold option. We've got the stripe in there. We've got flowering gum, red multi, classic multi, which has got gold. They've both got a little bit of green in them. They're not just the solids like the green one. We've got a bit more flannel flower in there. We've got red gum leaves. We've got ivory. This is taupe green, I think it is. It might be taupe olive. And then we've got ivory green. And then the beautiful large floral.
Gorgeous.
Just stunning.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Now this comes in at an amount that will mean that you can claim your half metre of fabric free.
Amazing.
Morning, Pam. No, you're all right. You haven't missed anything yet.
No, we
Good
haven't
evening,
started anything
Yvonne. Good evening.
Haven't started anything yet. There we go. So that is the red option. All beautiful, all wonderful. And as I say, this is going to be a quilt pattern, I think, that you will come back to again and again, because even without, needing Lisa's fabric, it's a pattern that works with, 8 long quarters we've put in.
8 long quarters.
So
Okay.
10-inch wide pieces.
Nice. Nice.
I've done 5-inch squares, which means I would be able to get 2 lots out of my long quarter if I wanted to, or even if I needed to.
So
which I
size
don't
it up,
actually.
size it down. Lisa did
Yeah.
hers at 7.5, her squares, but that's personal preference. Morning, Kirsty.
Well,
Sorry,
that would give
mate,
you a
couldn't
lovely
find you.
strip of the fabrics, each of the fabrics left over to do something else with.
What you would like.
What's your wish?
Morning, Joy. Oh, Colette says, morning, lovely ladies. Just wanted to thank Jane for helping choosing my quilt fabric. Now ordered. Great choices.
It's such a hardship having to help people with their fabric
I know.
choices.
I know.
Oh dear, let me have a look and see what we've got in our wonderful warehouse.
Oh yeah, let me rummage for you. Morning, lovely
terrible.
Lizzie Crangle. Her carer was a tad late. Oh, timekeeping.
dear. How are you managing in the heat, Lizzie? I must be awful for you.
Do you know what? Unless you're Gemma, I don't know anyone that's enjoying it, to be honest.
I love the sun and I love the heat, but yesterday it was even a bit too much for me. I was just like, I'm wilting here. I came in here this morning, I was like, oh my God.
Are you all right with that fan?
It's lovely. It's
Is
really
that
nice.
doing the job?
It's doing the job perfectly. In the pattern, you need to cut 4-inch strips of the from the stripe, which just works out perfectly along the middle. It's slightly wider, so how I worked it out was I lined the 1/4 inch mark of my ruler along the stripe down the middle, and just cut that along, just running my ruler up the fabric as I went.
Beautiful. Ali's got 19 degrees with a gorgeous breeze. Show off. What are we here? Stuffy and goodness knows what.
Well, we've got a lovely breeze,
Not in here.
but it was when I arrived here this morning, about 6:45, it was 22 already.
Beautiful.
I don't think it's much warmer than that now, but it's a bit. I think it's very heavy, and I think we're going to have a storm later.
I
hoping
hope so.
I'm
Morning,
hoping so.
Nikki.
Then I've just turned the strip around once I've cut it, and then lined the 4-inch mark up with that cut edge I've just made, and you can see there that the 1/4 inch is just against that gold again, so it really is just a slither. So if you didn't want to be bothered with that, you could just line your ruler up down the middle of the gold strip. It wouldn't harm your quilt. It would make it 3/4 inch bigger overall once you've added all the strips in.
Perfect.
You know, it's not going to drastically affect your quilt, and because there's no sort of like seam matching or anything like that, it works beautifully. This is why I think this would be lovely for a beginner.
Whoa, what?
Because it's not complicated. You start with squares. You put your squares together to create your 1/4 square triangle. You put those together in a strip, in a row, and then you sew them either side of the strip. It's a lovely quilt. It really is.
Really, the beauty of this is in its simplicity and the showing off of the fabrics.
Yeah.
That's where the beauty is in this quilt.
Yeah, it really is
Right,
lovely. So I cut from my fabric, from the width of the strip, I cut my fabrics for Lisa's pattern, 7.5 inch wide strip, then subcut it into 7.5 inch squares. You can use your imagination that this is a 7.5 inch square because the process is exactly the same.
Perfect. Karen's hoping it cools down before the weekend. She's in a marquee for the weekend selling her wares.
Yes, she's at somewhere where there's an ice cream festival or something I saw, and I was like,
Hang on,
that
what now?
looks like really good fun. Is it Lytham, Karen? Lytham, did you say you were at? It's an ice cream festival with craft fair. I was like, ice cream festival?
Hang on,
Love
and
it.
craft.
Yes.
If they could like put two of our favourite things
I was going
together.
to say, what more is there to want?
That's the dream. That's the absolute dream. My kids would go crazy for that.
Yeah, lovely. So you'll end up with 8 squares, a pile of 8 squares. I've divided mine into lights and darks, which is easy to do with the classic because you've got 4 cream tones and you've got 4 black and green. So just mix them up and then pair them up, one dark and one light, or a different pattern together. Put them right sides together, put your squares right sides together, and mark your diagonal from corner to corner. And guess what we're going to do? We're going
Sew
to
either
sew
side.
1/4 inch either side of the line.
With what, Jane? With what? Oh,
I
with
get
the
to
beads.
use this super
Yeah, I
busy-
saw. I came and I was like, oh, gold thread, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, using this, are we, Jane? Yeah.
So I'd sneak in while no one was looking.
Now, you see, Elizabeth, she's doing all right because she kept her portable aircon from her first salon.
Ah,
See?
clever lady.
Up there for thinking, down there for dancing.
She's not daft, is she?
Absolutely, no, she's not. Not. What's my grandmother used to say? She's not as daft as she is cabbage looking.
Yes.
I don't know where that even comes from. Yes. Oh, Karen says yes. An ice cream festival in Lowther Gardens, Lytham.
I think it's
Anyway.
Lytham. I think it's pronounced Lytham. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
You know
I'm
when
wrong
it's
because
not
I'm
your
big.
area and you have absolutely no
Yeah.
idea and you probably insult everyone that lives there. That's me right now. You can imagine what I'm like in Cornwall, can't you, with all the names there?
Yes.
No idea. Don't even
different
put me in
language.
Wales. Don't even
Different
put me there.
language.
I have to take my Welshman with me to just,
Decipher everything.
yeah.
for you.
It's like having subtitles. That's what I need.
So once we've sewn either side of the mark line, we're going to cut that in half to create 2 half square triangles. Press your seam to the dark side of your fabric. I'm not even going to put the iron on. I'm sorry, but you're just going to put it with finger press this morning.
Hang on, Jane. There's in the hippo's mouth. The hippo's got the roller seam thing.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, in the hippo's mouth.
I see it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There we go. Jo says, please don't entice me anymore. She's waiting on her panel and bundle from last week. Oh, do you know what the delay is on that, Jo? That would be me. I haven't quite finished the pattern. Whoops. That's on my job to do today. Before I, become the Natasha makes most hated woman in the building. Whoops.
So,
Sorry.
you will end up with lots of different half square triangles.
Look at you just whipping these out from, here they are.
So you want to mix up your fabrics as much as you can, so you get lots of different combinations.
Do these then just go together randomly?
Yes.
Okay.
So once you've got your half square triangles, you'll pick 2 and you will place them with the dark against the light and the light against the dark, and the seam sitting on top. And because you've pressed the seams to the dark side, those seams will nestle together. You'll be able to feel it underneath when it's butted up against the seam. And then you're going to mark your diagonal again from corner to corner on this opposite corners to the seam that's already there. Perpendicular, is that the right word?
If it's at 90 degrees, that would be perpendicular.
Yeah. And again, we're going to sew 1/4 inch either side of that marked line.
Nice. Well, this is all working out a treat, isn't it?
Yeah. This pattern would work with any, charm pack that you have. It would work with your layer cakes.
Right.
You just need to think about the fabric that you want to work as the sashing. It doesn't have to be a pattern stripe, although a pattern stripe works wonderfully. You could use it with a plain, something that goes with your charm pack or your layer cake. I mean, your layer cake would give you a similar size to the ones behind me, slightly bigger.
But the trouble is, you wouldn't have
the same effect. It wouldn't look as fabulous, but it would give you.
Do this. It wouldn't look as great.
But what I'm trying to say is, it's the sort of pattern, as I said before, you can use this pattern for again and again, because it's such a nice quick make. So if you've got baby shower blankets, or a friend that's been taken poorly and you want to make them a quick quilt as a hug,
then this
is your pattern.
Do you know what would work with this? Every time we get the Anna Maria Horner fabrics in, and I go, ooh, I'd use this for sashing.
Yes.
Those.
Yeah.
Like the social climber.
Yeah, absolutely.
How gorgeous would they look like climbing up there?
Absolutely fabulous. So we've cut the square again along that mark line. So you end up now with 1/4 square triangle units, or hourglass blocks as they're sometimes known.
Beautiful.
And you do that with all the triangles. So again, mix and match them. Change your triangles around. If you've mixed and matched all your half square triangles, when you put 2 together, you're going to get lots of different combinations, which will give you a nice set of 1/4 square triangles to then choose from, to then put them together in your quilt.
Put them together, and what have you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. So I try and choose two that haven't got the same fabrics in.
Right.
Doesn't always work, because you've mixed everything up so well. You will sometimes get similar fabrics next to each other. But you'll have your 2 darks, top and bottom. You just rotate one of the blocks so that the cream is against the dark, or the light is against the dark. So they're just in a different orientation. And then you sew them together in pairs.
Gorgeous.
Sometimes the seams nestle, sometimes they sit on top of each other. If they sit on top of each other, just run your pin along the seam, just to hold them together and stop them moving so that they stay nicely together and you get a nice crisp point matching. You're going to join those together, and then once you've joined those all together in pairs, you'll join your pairs together into fours, and then your fours together. So I've got another pair here. So I've got a pair here with a dark running from top to bottom and a dark running from side to side. So the pair goes with the against the side to side one.
Yeah.
So you've got cream against dark. And again, it nestles nicely on this side, but they sit on top of, oh no, actually I've got both sides nestling. It does happen sometimes, not very often, but that really helps because that means that you can get your seams matching really nicely. So there you're going to have a strip of 4. So you put them all together into 4s, and then you'll put your 2 4s together to make a row of 8. So again, I've got my dark one against my lighter one there. And you just do that until you've got rows of 8, and I think you need to have 5 rows of 8.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you start with 40 squares. From each width of fabric you should get 5 squares. If you're doing the 7.5, you will get 5 squares from your width of fabric, which will give you 40 squares.
That's a lot. So you can then make this as big as you like. I think once you've worked out
Yeah.
how you're doing it, you're all good, aren't you?
So then you have your strip of fabric like that, with all your squares, all your hourglass units in a row, higgledy-piggledy, mixed up as much as you can. Some of mine are very similar because obviously this morning I was just making enough to do the demonstration. If I was doing this at home, I'd have done all the half square triangles, mixing them up as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then done all the quarter squares again,
Yeah, of
mixing them
course.
up as much
Yeah.
as possible. So you'll end up with, you'll have 5 rows, I've got 2. You'll have 5 rows of fabrics, and you can, I think Lisa's, yes, she's taken one with the dark at the top and then one with the light at the top, just to mix it up.
Mix it through. Beautiful.
You're going to join to a piece of sashing. So I would join that into a pair, and join my next one into a pair. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once you've got those in pairs, join those pairs together. So join
Right.
to 4s,
Yeah.
and then add your sashing strips to the side.
Oh, fabulous.
So you'll have your sashing strip at the sides like that. And once you've got all of those on, so it alternates, starts with a sashing strip and ends with a sashing strip. And then you'll put one along the top and along the bottom. And that's it.
That's it. Quilt done.
Yeah. This is what I mean.
Oh, now come on.
I know. Isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
It really is a weekend make. You could make the whole quilt quilted, bound in a weekend, and still stop for lunch, maybe do a bit of washing up, tidying up laundry if you must.
Steady.
But it's fantastic. It's such a lovely, lovely design.
I'm
so quick
not
to make.
sure that I can agree with all of the rest of it.
No.
No.
No, I wouldn't.
But-
I'd rather just sit and quilt, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is absolutely lovely. And you've got different, because of the strips of the fabric, you've got different types of flowers.
Oh, it is gorgeous.
So you can get a
isn't it?
really lovely effect.
Oh, well, you could if I, switch the camera over so people could see what beautiful effect you could get.
Isn't that lovely? I love this colourway. It's very calm and classic.
It really is. And do you
Yeah.
know what? So easy to then whip up a matching cushion.
Yeah, because if you use your 7.5 inch squares, as Lisa has done for her pattern, you're going to have a 2.5 inch wide strip left over.
Yeah, of course you are.
So you can do, you know, just a strippy cushion with the fabrics and the strips of what's left over. So yeah, so straightforward.
And so beautiful.
Yeah, Lisa's done quilted it with just a simple variegated pattern. One's been long arm quilted, one's just got a very simple just sort of squiggle on it. If you don't feel you're up for that, just sewing down the seams there and maybe across these seams here, either side there, would be enough to hold it together for quilting. Perfect. With your walking foot.
Perfect.
So, you know, as I say, for a beginner, it's a lovely quilt. That's lovely pattern. So there you go. That was a whistle stop.
Well, do you know what? Sometimes quilts don't need to be complicated.
No, they don't.
And I think that's the
thing,
isn't it?
And I think you can see from behind us and what we've got so far in front of us, it gives you a beautiful quilt.
It really does. It really does. We have all 3 colourways, but we are limited on a couple of them. So
yeah, it's this one that's got the.
It's
the
classic,
yeah,
the classic, the black cream and gold. That is the most limited. So please do grab that in, pop it in your basket. Make sure that you've had a look at your bolt ends because you're going to need to back a quilt at some point.
Yeah, there's some lovely ones that would go nicely.
There are, and also consider that we are going to be making wrap-round trousers on Tuesday. It's wrap-round trouser Tuesday. Oh, wait up.
Is Miss?
Oh, Gemma's just loaded some. Yes. Yes.
Let's have a look.
Come on,
go.
I've been busy.
She's been busy, everyone.
Oh, look at these. These are beautiful.
Come on then.
There's a bit of William Morris here on the top.
Well, there might be the odd little bit of William Morris that's snuck in.
The amount of backing you'll need, it says 1.5 metres, but it's a 60-inch square of backing and batting. So actually 3 metres from your standard width of fabric.
Got it.
But we've got the William Morris daffodil from the Tameside collection. Let me just move this sample out of the way and then you can see the fabrics more clearly. We have got some stunning Aboriginal dots as well.
We have, which Kafe uses instead of a blimey, Gem, you have been busy.
She has been.
Oh, okay.
Some of these
were, you see, that's just it. From here, that Aboriginal dot does look like a plane, but when you get in close, yeah, that's why he uses them as planes, but I just think they're fabulous.
Yeah, shocking there. Orchid. There's a nice chunk of cream here. This is lovely. You get this one, that's a really good use for all sorts there.
If there's colourways that you love, great, because it might be that you're going to use these just in a quilt, you know, instead of something, not necessarily as a backing.
These sort of fabrics, you know, you don't have to use them for backing. You can have them in your stash and use them for sashing, binding, background fabric, all sorts.
Also, the Aboriginal dots will make fabulous trousers.
Yes, they would. They would. There's another lovely bit of Best of Morris here, Willow Bough,
yes,
in sage green. That's the last bit of that.
Beautiful.
Bit of Kafe chips. Want some chips?
I love that one.
You know, you've got your shocking there and your chips.
Gorgeous.
It's a nice quilt going on already. Look at this. This is a bit of Liberty. I love
it's such a summery bit of Liberty though, isn't it?
This is really pretty. And look at it with the shocking pink Kafe.
I mean, would not be wrong.
Yeah. And even the chips
would be rather good, in
gorgeous.
fact.
That's a quilt. Boom.
But that's just it, isn't it? These are our bolt ends that are not enough to make shows with.
No. We've got some gorgeous Tilda. Do you remember the Cotton Beach collection? That's a nice chunky piece. There's 5.2 metres on there. Yes. These are approximate measurements. We have measured them to the best of our ability, and we have slightly, you know, we've gone less. If it's been 5.23,
we always go under.
We say it's 5.2, you know, because there's wobbly edges and all sorts of things going on.
We've all got a wobbly edge.
We've all got wobbly edges. I love this teal version of the limpet shells. But this works as a spot, this fabric.
It does, absolutely it does.
Again, not necessarily quilt backing, works as, you know, your background of your fabrics within your quilt. Wafty trousers, just saying.
Love a wafty trouser.
And look, we've got the lilac version of that as well.
But this was also why I wanted to get these up as soon as we could.
Yeah.
Because of wafty trouser gate, which
Yeah.
is going to happen.
We've got pebble mosaic here in prune,
Lovely.
which I'm just going to put that against there again.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
And also the pebble mosaic has got so many different colours
Yeah,
going
I'm
on
gonna say,
through
this,
it.
when you use it as a binding, you know I love a stripe binding, but if you use this fabric as a binding, you've got all sorts going on there. It works really nicely. We've got it in the jungle, which is lovely greens and oranges. And then we've got this beautiful, like salsa, this reminds me of. It's just lovely and warm rust, that colourway. I love them. Look at it with that original dot. Ooh, ooh, nice. We've got some shot cotton here. This is shadow. This is cave shot cotton. I don't know if you can get the effect there, but it's got like a purple shot through it.
Oh, should we do a close-up, Jane? I think that
Yeah,
warrants a
let's do that.
close-up.
You can just see that there. Look, when I just fold that,
I
you
might
can
have
see the.
kept a little bit of that back.
Yes. Well, that'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? That's rather lovely. That's shot cotton. We've got a little bit here. There's only a metre of this. This is the oranges lime. Look at that with that jungle of the dots. This is a really classic. This would look beautiful on a quilt backing or made into bags.
Now, what did we have that next to that it looked absolutely gorgeous with?
It's this blush.
And it was
And
with
I think it
something
was
else.
our blush, wasn't it? Our blush plain. Was it?
Or was it... No, I think it might have been that shot cotton. There was something else near it. That I
Oh,
was like,
yes, I think we've got
oh.
like a peachy pink colour, hadn't we? That was a shot cotton that looked rather lovely. But
With
it does
that,
look
and then the
the shadow.
Aboriginal dot was just like, oh yes, hello.
Yes. And then we've got
That
a little
worked.
bit of the blush. Again, this would work beautifully as a background fabric. You know, there's just 1.65, so just over 1.5 metres there. But that's a lovely chunk of fabric to use as background for quilts, not just backing, background within your blocks.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lovely soft pink colour. Yeah. So that's just a taster.
Well, yeah. Like we say, do check out
We've
because
still got quite a few bolts to
We
measure
have.
and weigh. So you
but
know,
the nature of them.
there's going to be new things on all the time, isn't there, over the week?
But the nature of it is that unless I've got 2 bolts that are near the end, there's only one of each.
Yeah.
That's the nature of it. So
Yeah, there's occasionally a couple, but not many.
but even then, it is literally just 2.
And we're finding that as soon as we're putting them onto the
going.
website, they're gone, which is lovely. And we're glad that you're able to get such a bargain.
Well,
Because they really are.
it's one of those things for me, and I don't know how you feel about this, Jane, but I want the back of my quilt to be as beautiful as the front.
Absolutely.
But it doubles the price of a quilt.
Well, it does, yeah. Particularly if you're buying standard width fabric, because you know you have to buy twice as much. If you've got the extra wide, you only need 1.5 metres generally. 2
And that's
metres.
fine, and we've got lots of extra wides.
We've got some
in
beautiful
there,
extra wides.
and we do, and they are there, and you can play, and that's fabulous. But otherwise, yeah.
I just love a pile of fabric. Just something about a big pile of fabric that's rather lovely.
Yes. And there it is,
And there it is. Yeah.
looking really rather lovely.
I don't know whether... I bet this is gone already. I just
What, the Liberty?
might have to come home with me.
Oh, do you know what, Izzy, she was close
was-
to tears, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
she was
bless
like,
her?
you can't sell this. You can't.
You can't reduce it. Like,
Well,
but
you
it's
can
not a
buy
show.
it, Izzy. You don't have to.
But. So she's gone on holiday this week. So yeah. So we've it's the William Morrises and the Liberties she gets really upset about, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So we've done all those while she's been away.
Yeah. We're not mean. We just care about her emotional
we care
state.
about her emotional state. That's it. That's exactly it. She's only 18, bless her.
Oh.
But I love that she has such taste in fabric at 18.
Yes.
That for me is
She
just
fits in
perfect.
so well with all of us because she's just like, oh, this is gorgeous. And we're like, yeah, we know.
So she's in the middle of moving house, Jane. I don't know if you noticed, she now has her own shelf of things that it's too lovely to cut up. So
Yeah.
she's put them on her shelf.
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, ready.
Oh, bless her.
Some people have a bottom drawer ready for when they move out. She's just got a shelf of faux fabrics.
Yeah.
Oh, Gemma, what are you bringing now?
This one is a one-off.
Here's, oh yeah,
It's
it's all
literally
we've
going
got.
live this very second.
Oh,
And
really?
that-
Oh, I
we
love
won't be able to
this.
get any more.
Yeah,
No.
this is the homegrown. Can we go close on this?
Yeah, you do. This is a
This
is
is
a
a
really
real fun
lovely fun
fabric.
one. This has apron written all over it, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It's got pigs and cows and milk bottles and jugs and all sorts on there. Chickens. So yeah, really good apron or kitchen curtains.
Oh, blind out of that.
Yeah,
Be blinded.
really good fun. Or your market tote when you go to your
Of
local farm
course.
shop, buying your
Your market tote, or you could make the easiest half-metre tote out of
Yeah.
that.
Lovely.
Any of it, really.
There's
It's going to work.
3.65 metres on there. That's a good whack of fabric there. Good wodge.
Sure is. It sure
Yeah.
is, Jane.
Love it.
We
Love it,
do.
love it.
We do love it all. Jane, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It was a bit of a whizzy show, but
Well,
as
you
I
know,
say,
sometimes
it's a
it is.
fantastic quilt and really quick to make. It's lovely.
Perfect. What are we making next week, Jane?
We're going to look at the bargello. I think we're going to revisit the bargello.
We're going to do a variation of a bargello. Nice.
Yeah.
And what sort of colourways?
I think we're going reds and blues, aren't we?
Nice. Very
Yeah.
patriotic.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right, then we'll do that next week. So if you love yourself a bargello,
Yeah, well, you've never made one before. I mean, we've got new people, haven't we, coming all the time, and although we've shown it previously, you may not have seen me do it before, so...
I
not
want
as
to make a
complicated
bargello.
as the hard.
but I'm just working up to it.
Yeah, people think they're difficult, and this is a very simple bargello. It's the the basics of bargello. It's not all wafty moving and in and out. It's just a simple, but it gives you the effect and the principle of how a bargello works, which is really lovely.
Love it. Thank you very much. Right, everybody, stay safe, cool, everything else, and we will see you next.
Who's on Monday?
Is that there, John Cole Morgan?
I thought it was Mr. JCM.
He's because he had
was
COVID,
poorly
didn't he?
last time,
So
wasn't
he's
he?
now that he's better. He's doing Monday
Yeah.
with his quilts.
You're doing
I'm
wafty
making
trousers.
Tuesdays, wafty trousers on Tuesday, wafty
Yeah.
trouser Tuesday, as it will now be known. And yes, you are making
I'm bargelloing.
a bargello on Wednesday. That is how next week is looking. Sounds like
Rather
we're
lovely.
organised, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
anybody think we
Amazing.
knew what we were doing.
Gemma's just laughing in the office at that observation. But yes, so have a lovely day, everybody. We will see you very soon. Take care, stay safe, lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.